Hey Taurus, what's going on? I hope you're super well. My name is Diane, or Madam Butterfly if you prefer that, and you are so welcome here. Like, whether you're one of my lovely subscribers or you're totally new to the channel, you are so welcome here. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out the reading. I appreciate it so much. We are going to do a Who's Coming Towards You reading, Taurus. Hopefully it will resonate with you and you'll enjoy it and it'll be useful and all that good stuff. And if it does, you know, and you feel like liking and subscribing for me, I'd appreciate that very much because it helps me get found in amongst the YouTube algorithm. And also there'll be an extended for this reading as well, Taurus. Well, we have to take that because it came out. So you have boundaries. I'm going to show you the cards in a second. I just want to get a couple more. You have boundaries, you have the distorted feminine. Okay, I want to say the feminine in this connection is kind of shy. I want to say the feminine in this connection may have some problems with their appearance in the way that they think they're not attractive, or at some point in their past they've kind of been made to believe they're not attractive. I do not believe that is the case. I believe the feminine is very, very beautiful, but shy. And also I feel like the feminine may have problems tapping into their emotions. There's something here as well with boundaries, and I feel like this is for the feminine. You take it as if you're the masculine and this resonates for you too, you take it. But because I've been doing like the feminine on this side and the masculine kind of here, so that's why I'm saying I think feminine here. I think the feminine had some kind of problem with boundaries. Which is something that they have been learning. I think the feminine always had like a very open heart. And I do think there's something here, like there's some kind of self-esteem issue here and like feeling kind of shy. And those two things together, like low self-esteem and boundaries, like a lack of boundaries, they go hand in hand. So I think this is probably something the feminines had to work through. Oh, and you have forgiveness on the masculine side, because this is what I've been, well, I've only done Aries, but this is what I've been doing. I've kind of been doing like, yeah, masculine, feminine kind of energy here. So you have boundaries. Sorry if you can hear my stomach. You have the distorted feminine. See how she's hiding her face? Also, I feel like the feminine maybe has some kind of problem being in the spotlight. I feel like it comes from, I feel like it's something they were brought up with. Or maybe they were bullied in high school or something. There's something like that where they kind of, I think the feminines kind of struggled with self-love a lot. And I think it's something I think they've been taught at some point that they shouldn't really seek the spotlight, is what I want to say. And you have forgiveness here on the masculine side. So I believe the masculine in this connection may be kind of seeking forgiveness here. But also it's important to remember with that forgiveness card, it's also about forgiving the self. So there could be something here, you take it as it resonates, but with the masculine kind of seeking forgiveness from the feminine. But I think it was necessary, whatever's going on in this connection, I think it was necessary for it to take place because the feminine really needed to learn boundaries. And you know, when I say boundaries, I mean like, because if the feminine's coming from like a place of like low self-esteem, it makes it that much harder to implement boundaries, right? Because you don't feel like you're worth saying like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, don't speak to me like that. That's not appropriate. Like, don't treat me like that. Right? It's only when you have good self-esteem and you value yourself that you're going to be confident enough to be like, no, don't treat me like that. That's not okay. Right? Don't speak to me like that. But the masculine here, yeah, I don't know if there's like the masculine is going to be seeking forgiveness from the feminine soon, or they're already doing it. But there's something here with the masculine needs to learn how to forgive themselves. It's possible in this connection this came up in the Aries reading too, because it always seems to overlap with you guys. It's possible the feminine has darker hair and the masculine has lighter hair. But because the feminine kind of hit their true value, as it were, or like did not see their true value, it was kind of, the masculine didn't immediately see it either, right? It's only really when the feminine gets to this point where they're able to stand up for themselves and be like, no, I deserve respect. Like, you will not talk to me like that. You will not treat me like that. I'm putting boundaries in place. Like, you're not getting near me until you change X, Y, and Z. And even if you do that, you know, you might not get near me again. Anyway, and that is when the masculine kind of, you know, sits up and starts paying attention and being like, oh, like this person is someone of value. You know, I have to adjust my behavior. But I want to say with the masculine, I'm not sure what the masculine is forgiving themselves for. It doesn't actually have to be a specific thing. Again, this could be something that the masculine has grown up with, like just kind of grown up with feeling guilty. Or it could be that the masculine kind of got themselves into, sorry, my table's about to collapse. The masculine kind of got themselves into relationships when they were older, where they were always kind of made to feel guilty about something. And also the masculine may be, they're trying to forgive themselves for the way that they've treated the feminine in this connection, okay? For not immediately seeing the feminine's worth. But the thing is, it wasn't supposed to go down like that, because the feminine in this connection needed to learn boundaries. They needed to learn self-respect, you know, and the only way they were going to do that was essentially by being broken down, which I feel like is what's happened in this connection. Whew, heavy energy, Taurus. Okay. But if you are the masculine in this connection, you do need to forgive yourself, like for whatever that's for, like if it's for something specific, or if it's to do with the feminine. You need to know that you don't actually, I mean, you may still seek the feminine's forgiveness, but you can forgive yourself for things that have happened in the past, okay? You don't need somebody else's forgiveness to do that. Okay, so this has come out very quickly. Yeah. So this feminine in the connection is a very hard worker, okay? And again, I feel like this comes from, even if I get this feeling that the feminine is gorgeous in the connection, but I get this feeling that they come from like a kind of, I don't know, like a working class background or something like this, or like a very religious background, or something like very strong values, like strong traditional, that's the word I'm looking for, like very traditional values, you know, like doesn't matter if you're beautiful, like you still have to work hard, you know, especially if it's like a religious background or something, because I know growing up as a Catholic there was always that thing about like, you're not supposed to take pride in your appearance, like that makes you a bad person, right? So there may have been something like that going on as well with the feminine, but it's almost like the feminine kind of ran away from their own beauty. You know, at some point during their youth, the feminine may have almost tried to make themselves look more masculine or act more masculine, you know, kind of move away from their feminine, because like, I don't know, maybe the feminine grew up with like a lot of brothers or something, and it was always just frowned upon for the feminine to truly engage with themselves as a feminine, if you see what I mean. I hope that's coming across clearly. But it was like they were always taught, like, it's not enough for you to just be pretty. You have to work really hard, like you have to have a strong work ethic, and then we'll respect you. So it was like the feminine, it was like almost like they were just never enough for whoever was around them when they were growing up, or like maybe this was a high school thing, or like I said, maybe it was, you know, when they were slightly older. But yeah, the feminine's a very hard worker. I think almost to their detriment sometimes. Like maybe a bit of a workaholic, because that also could be something the feminines had to embrace, like boundaries within the self, you know, being like, no, it's okay for me to like be the feminine, it's okay for me to take time out and look after myself, look after what I want, like have a bath, take time to groom, you know, exercise, make sure I look good, right? Instead of always working myself into the ground. Okay, what else for this person coming towards Taurus, please? Tough. I feel like that's for both of you. Masculine and the feminine, because it's kind of come out in the middle. I feel like both of you are from reasonably, I want to say like kind of tough families or tough backgrounds, or like you're just kind of tough, you know? Okay, what else please? You have energetic, so I feel like the masculine in this connection has a lot of energy. Very, very energetic. You know, maybe like a little Energizer bunny kind of thing. Okay, the feminine is coming up as like a manager, team leader type thing. So that could also be, they're just kind of a leader in their life. You know, they kind of have leadership energy or leadership qualities or something like this. And it may have taken the feminine kind of a long time to step into that. Because I do think there's something with this person, like the feminine's childhood, like there was a lot of strong personalities around them or something. I'm so sorry if you can hear my stomach. There was like a lot of strong personalities around them who kind of like told, I don't know, like almost like a you should be seen and not heard kind of thing. That's for some of the feminines anyway. But also with manager, team leader, like they could obviously be a manager, boss, team leader, but they could own their own business as well. They could be some kind of figurehead, or they could just be like a leader in the community, like in their circle of friends or something, like the person that always dispenses advice, the person that people kind of listen to. You have brown here. I feel like that's the feminine. Fire sign. So this masculine energy could be a fire sign, or they have a lot of fire in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Because they seem very like go, 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 you know? Like very fiery energy, the masculine. That could also be their rising sign. Like if you're watching this and you're like, oh my god, like they're an air sign. They could actually have like an Aries rising or a Leo rising or something, which a lot of people identify with their rising sign. You know, like a lot of astrologers say like it's actually the rising sign that, you know, people really identify with, like as much as the sun sign, you know. It's like you may be thinking like, oh, this person's like I don't know, a Gemini or something, or this person's like a Libra, but actually they have that fiery kind of rising energy. Okay, what else please? You guys complement each other. So it's like the yin to your yang here, you know. And I think the feminine really thinks you complement each other as well. So you might be very different. Because I feel like the feminine is very peaceful. You know, I feel like the feminine's like a much more chilled out energy, whereas the masculine's more like go, go, go. The masculine might have a bit of a temper. Okay, what else please? Oh, I can't believe that came out. Did I say that at the start? Like the feminine might have dark hair and the masculine might have lighter hair. You have brown hair and you have light hair. So I feel like, at least for some of you, I feel like the masculine has the lighter hair. I mean, it doesn't have to be like blonde, but lighter, you know, like lighter. I feel like the feminine has the darker hair. So like maybe the feminine has like really bright, like dark brown hair, and the masculine has like lighter brown hair. Or they could be blonde, you know. Let me just reshuffle that. Okay, what else for Taurus, please? About this person coming towards Taurus. What else about this person coming towards Taurus? Sassy. Okay, this masculine energy is pretty sassy. Okay, they're coming out with energetic, fire signs, sassy. I think they have a lot of spunk. Okay, let's get one more row. Okay, what else for Taurus, please? Curly hair. So the feminine could have curly hair. That came out for Aries too, from this big stack of cards. Isn't that weird? Yeah, the feminine could have curly hair or like wavy hair. Oh my gosh, dropping all the cards. Okay, what else for Taurus, please? Who is this person coming towards Taurus? Okay, nurturing. So you can, I feel like that's probably more the feminine, is like very nurturing. The feminine, I want to take these as well. You have kind and you have green eyes. So this feminine energy, I feel like they're very, very nurturing, very, very kind. And they could also have green eyes, the feminine. Or they could be very psychic, is another thing that I associate with that green eyes thing. Like the feminine might be very psychic. Or they could be Irish. It's another thing. And I know, okay, I know not all Irish people have green eyes. It's just a weird association that I have. And you have kindred soul. So the masculine very much kind of thinks that this connection is like you guys are kindred souls. Like they feel a very, very strong connection with the feminine. The feminine could feel that too, but it's coming out more on the masculine side, you know. So I'm going to get some cards here for the feminine from my little doggy deck. And then a couple for the masculine. So let's do the feminine first, please, Spirit. Excuse me. Let's do the feminine first, please. Okay, the feminine is very playful. The feminine has a very playful energy. Look at those big eyes as well. I feel like the feminine has like, they could have green eyes, they could also have brown eyes, the feminine. Like very big, soulful, kind of puppy dog, you know, batting your eyelashes at people kind of energy. Yeah. Also, I want to say with the feminine, because it's coming up as a boxer dog, you know, a lot of boxer dogs are kind of, I think they're kind of misunderstood. You know, people see, they think, like, they always think boxer dogs are kind of aggressive, but they're really not. It's just like a kind of, I feel like with the feminine, there's something with this feminine of like they've had to be tougher than they really are. Like they may have been a very, very sensitive soul that kind of grew up in a very traditional house, or like they had a lot of brothers or something, or they got picked on in school or something like that. There's something about this feminine that they had to portray themselves as tougher than they were. So I feel like on the outside, they almost might be kind of intimidating. But actually they're just really, really sweet. Like they have these just big soulful eyes, like really, really playful, really fun energy, and very faithful. This feminine is very, very faithful. That dog's called a chow chow. I don't know why that's funny. For some of you, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that one. Okay, and one more for the feminine, please. There's something flipped over here. Yeah, you have boss. This feminine is a very boss energy. They might be quite intimidating. And like I said, you know, they might be kind of small as well. I know I didn't say that, but I was going to say something else and I came back to it. But it's a little chihuahua, right? Like, I feel like the feminine might be kind of small, or like might be kind of scrawny or petite, but they have like this big boss energy like this. They might be kind of small or like thin, you know, they're not, I don't think they're that big, but they have like this boss energy. And I want to say with this feminine, they kind of had to, for some reason. Like they were not celebrated when they were younger for like their appearance or something like that, so they were, I do think this feminine has a bit of a problem with their appearance, or they seem now to be a lot better. I think they're coming out of that. They're very wise. The feminine has a lot of knowledge here. They're very strong. They have a tiger right there. They could have Leo in their chart. The masculine may enjoy or come from the countryside. They may spend a lot more time. The feminine may be like a city person, and the masculine may be from like the countryside or somewhere like more open, or they may like to spend time in the countryside. But yeah, the feminine is very, very strong. They could have Leo somewhere in their chart, but very, very boss energy. But like I said, I think underneath that, like, they're just a sweetheart, but I think they've kind of had to. I think the feminine is quite an old soul. I think they've seen some stuff either in this life or a past life. That dog's eyes are just, there's like a sadness almost as well with the feminine's eyes here, like they've seen too much. But it hasn't made them like, they're not harsh energy, they're just, it's made them tough, you know. And I think they've always kind of been a natural leader, it just took them a while to step into it here. But they could physically be a boss as well, you know, like they might be a manager or like a team leader or own their own business, like I said. Okay, what else for the what about the masculine? Let's get some cards for the masculine, please. Mary. Yeah, I feel like this masculine energy, they have a lot of energy. Okay, and see how that dog is, you know, I feel like they're always on the go. The masculines, like, they're always on the go, they're always looking for the next thing, like they're always, you know, it's almost like straining to get off the leash. So there could have been a bit of a commitment issue with the masculine, like maybe initially the masculine was not sure that they wanted to be committed in a committed relationship. That's not gonna be for everyone, okay? You take that as it resonates, but I feel like for some of the masculine, I feel like the masculine really likes open spaces. I think they come from like an open space, or it's something they really, really like being around. There's like a lot of nature around the masculine here. Also really like spending time on beaches. But I think the masculine really likes to travel, or they would really like to travel, like they see, because that dog's kind of pointing off into the future, like the masculine might have travel plans for the future, right? But I feel like they're very merry. They might like a drink. That's come up in your readings before. Whoever this masculine is, I feel like they might take a drink. You know, maybe one too many occasionally. Not that that's a bad thing, but for some of you it might be that was a problem at some point. But yeah, this masculine has a lot of energy. This may have been the problem. The masculine wasn't sure they wanted to settle down at first. Bold. Yeah, this masculine is very bold. They're very bold energy. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this was a masculine that played a lot of sports, or liked to fight, or like, you know, like a proper, you know, like going out drinking pints and all this kind of thing. They're very bold though. I feel like the feminine's more shy, like the feminine's more introverted, and then you have this masculine which is like I feel like the masculine's more extroverted. Let's get one more. Intelligent. So the masculine is very, very intelligent as well. Such a cute dog. And again, you have the nature in that card there, like the dogs, like there's all the flowers here. So I feel like the masculine likes to be outdoors, or they're from like a, some of the masculines might be like a farmer, or they're from like land, or they lived in like open countryside or something, or that's where they grew up, or they really like to, sorry if my camera cut out, Taurus. They like to garden or something like that. I do think for some of you, like the feminine is more dark, like the feminine has darker hair, and maybe the masculine has like lighter hair. Like for some of you it could be like literally the feminine's dark, like dark haired, and the masculine's blonde, or it's like some variation on that, you know, with the hair, because this little dog's all like blonde. like the masculine's kind of pretty. Like, it's a weird combination. I feel like they're kind of tough and like energetic, and I feel like they're, you know, if it's a man, I feel like it's like a man's man, you know, like they like to play sports and they like to explore and they like to be outside and they like to, you know, fight or like drink or I don't know, watch football or whatever men do, you know. But I actually feel like they're kind of, at the same time, they're kind of prissy. Like they're kind of, you know, they really like to look good. They like to preen a lot. Because this little dog, just the way she's sitting here, it's like almost like, take my photo. Like, look at this. See the way she's sitting, or he's sitting, he's like, take my photo. Look at me, like doing like a male modeling kind of pose, like looking off into the distance, like, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. So the, you know, the masculine, I really feel like the masculine is not shy, is what I want to say. Yes, so, and also at the bottom of the deck here, Taurus, you have companion. So, ow, I feel like it's a nice pairing. I feel like that you guys get on very well. I feel like you're both pretty friendly, like in different ways, you know. I feel like the masculine, like I said, maybe more of a, like extrovert. But I feel like you're both very friendly. Sorry, Taurus, I actually edited out some of the video there because I started tripping over my words and talking absolute drivel. What I was trying to say about this, like, these cards here is, like, for those of you who have already met this person, like, there may have been some kind of fight or some kind of disagreement or something like that. But I don't think that will apply if you've not met this person yet, okay? But for all of you, I feel like it's a very good like relationship, you know. Like I feel like it's like you're friends, you know what I mean? I feel like you both get along very well. Like I feel like the banter is very good, and I feel like the friendship is excellent, you know. Like I think you'd be very good companions for each other. There's a lot of banter there. You kind of spark off each other very well, you know. Even though you're very different, I think you get along very well. I actually think you think the same about a lot of things. Like you might be very different on your exterior, but your interior, I think you think the same about a lot of things, you know. Yes, so anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So yes, I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I'm going to jump into the extended reading. So in the extended, like what we're going to talk about in the extended will be linked in the description box below. So if you feel like that's something you'd be into, you know, we're probably going to talk about like more about this person coming towards you, like how they're kind of seeing, or how they feel about what they're going to do, you know, what they're currently thinking, like what their action's going to be, and then like what's going on with them, how they're feeling about the connection, and some messages from them to you will probably be the format. So you know, the links will be in the description box underneath. Apologies for me tripping over my words a little bit, I don't know what's going on. Many thanks for watching, Taurus. I hope it resonated. You know, if it did, don't forget to like and subscribe for me. If you feel like doing that, it would really help me out a lot and I'd appreciate it. Many blessings, Taurus. Love and light.